Good morning, peace and blessings. How are y'all doing today? I'm the Moon Mama. Today is Tuesday, and how are you all feeling? I've been feeling really great. I hope everybody is feeling great. I hope people are feeling really good. And the reason I think I've been feeling great is because I've been doing a lot of body movement, a lot of body, really working to get myself into my body. I don't know about you guys, but I really realize that I just spend a lot of time in my head. I'm a Gemini Moon, which is where the moon is today. I'll talk about that in a little bit, and a Virgo sun. So I'm very mercurial, and I can be sitting here right now having a conversation with you and thinking about something else. Like my mind has so much variety is what I'll say. And so this I've had to make a great effort towards getting really present, because it is in the presence that we actually are able to manifest what it is we desire. Because there is this thing that you have to, so say you want to be, what do I want to say? For me, right? My desire to manifest is a community and an environment where people are doing the work together in real time to work with the sun, where every month we are working with the sun wherever it is, and we're doing all the rituals, and we have a beautiful space near the beach, and there are hundreds of us or maybe even thousands of us, and we do this work together. So in order to manifest that, I have to be very present. I have to convince my mind, my body, my spirit, my auric field that I'm already there. You have to get there before you want to be there. So if you're trying to manifest a new car or a new home, you have to create that environment inside of yourself here now. You have to create the frequency of what that is before you actually get to the physical thing. But it's not a head thing, it's a body thing. It's really like being in the alignment with the frequency of whatever that is. And for me, I've had to learn how to get myself out of my head and get into my body. And so I've been doing all of these body movements that have been really great. I've been working with a woman by the name of Kirti. I'm not even going to try to say her last name because I will not do it right. But there's something about the east, right? And the breathing and the body and the working with the kundalini. I've been doing all of that because I've also been having a kundalini rising happening in my spine. And people have been telling me that, you have to be very careful with that, because people will lose their mind in this sort of kundalini thing. And so I've been doing a lot of work to learn how to breathe. I've been changing my diet. And so the thing that I have learned, to live my life as a priestess, to live my life in service to the world, to bring in a new reality, requires a great deal of discipline, requires a great deal of integrity. I see and I love that this is becoming mainstream now, and it's sexy and all of that kind of stuff. But what I know for sure is that it is discipline. And if we're going to do this kind of work, it takes a real level of integrity for me. It takes me living in my body. It takes me changing my eating habits. It takes me changing my thoughts. It takes me taking responsibility for everything that's going on inside of me, for deeply loving myself and being compassionate. And I've had to change my whole life. The only thing that really hasn't changed in my life is that I haven't moved out of my apartment. I live in the same apartment that I've lived in for the last 12 or 13 years. And that's about to change soon too, because I'm really now ready. I needed a womb to incubate myself in. And my address is 1144. So, the numbers of that, right? So today is a Mars day, and Mars is at the 15th degree of Leo. And Mars in Leo is a highly creative energy. To me, it's like a celebratory. It's like open-heartedness, sensuality, sexuality. It really is this opportunity to step into our hearts, to give ourselves permission to love deeply and love profoundly ourselves. It's, I keep saying it's so important for us to fall in love with ourselves. And what I have discovered, and as I do the work that I do, that I was just talking about, like my diet and my breathing and, looking at my family history and that's an act of self-love. That our ability to look at ourselves, to feel ourselves. So, to go into your shadow and look at the parts of you that are jealous and envious. I know I have a huge thing. I don't have a lot of jealousy, but I do have envy, which to me is similar to jealousy, but not like it, but different. So I carry envy. I carry all of it. We all carry everything, but envy is one that kind of gets my attention. Guilt. I have guilt. And so and my guilt is this feminine guilt of feeling like I need to be the one taking care of everybody. Like when I tell people no, and when I don't give people what I feel like they want, even to the point, like I could have a man pursuing me, and if he's really pursuing me, there's a part of me that feels like, oh, maybe I should give him some pussy. Okay. It's just like, and then it's like, but I'm like, if you don't want to, you don't want to, but it's like the saying no, like the withholding of my energy from people creates a feeling of guilt inside of me. And so that's a part of my shadow, like this energy that needs to be looked at because I'm losing power there. So Mars in Leo is this open-heartedness that requires you to really do your forgiveness work, right? It's like, because the Leo energy is big and open-hearted and free and generous, and Mars is the warrior, right? So it's like over the top. Like the other day I sent somebody some money thinking that I hadn't paid them for something, and she was like, you already paid me for this. I was like, keep it, you know what I mean? Because in my mind I'm moving into like being rich and abundant and big and generous, and like you have to move into these experiences before they actually manifest. I feel like I just went all around the corner. Sometimes I lose my thought in it, but I think you know what I'm talking about. And the moon, and the Mars at 15 degrees of Leo is resistance, right? So it's like when you come up against resistance, when you come up against some sort of opposition. And the thing to do today, if you come up against opposition at the 15th degree, if you come up against people who occur to you as being oppositional or being disagreeable or experiences, because it's not just people, experiences. The work to do in those experiences is not to make anybody wrong. When you meet resistance with Mars and Leo, you expand. You open the heart further. You become more inclusive. You become more of yourself. You become bigger, grander, like this, right? Right. This is this Mars in Leo. Open up your heart. Let your heart, like a child. One of the things I love about children is so profound to me. They will meet, like when I used to take my son to the park, they will meet, and then before you know it, they are off to play, and there is no doubt, nothing. They just they just expand big enough for the next person. So this is what we're to do. This Leo energy, this is a childlike energy. It's a playful energy. Just can you open up more? Can you give yourself a greater capacity? Can you stretch past your boundaries? And here's the thing, it doesn't have anything to do with the other person or the experience. It's the opportunity that you get to become more. Think of it like that. This is not about giving anyone else anything. This is about being more of yourself. And if you can do that, this Mars and Leo energy will reward you with more love, with the experience of deeper romance, with maybe like some really great sexual experiences, because Mars and Leo is our sexuality as well. So give yourself permission to open your heart and expand when you meet resistance. And if you experience your mind running and all that sort of stuff, breathe, track your breath, right? And then move deeper into the experience. One of the things I like to do is breathe. And as I breathe, I contract my pelvic floor. I pull it in and I circulate the breath. And then that opens me up and allows me to expand. The moon today is in Gemini, and the moon in Gemini is this Mercurial energy. And Mars, and not Mars, tomorrow, Mercury is at the final day of the Mercury retrograde. The retrograde is about to be complete tomorrow. So what story have you been telling yourself? We are onto a completely new story now because the retrograde is complete. So literally, because Mars in Gemini is like, what reality are you projecting? What are you telling yourself? What stories are you living into? It's so important for us to really recognize and understand that the universe is always complying with our inner reality, what we're telling ourselves. So if we're saying, I'm tired, I don't have enough money, they don't listen to me, I'm alone, I'm lonely, the universe is saying, yes, okay, here's your scarcity. Here's your loneliness. Here, you have it your way. And, if you start telling yourself a new story, sometimes you might still have to complete the momentum of what story was already in place. So then don't give up. Just start telling yourself, I'm abundant. Everything I need comes to me gracefully and easily. Everybody, everywhere I go, everybody loves me. Everyone's happy to see me. I'm in service. Everything I do is a benefit. Everything I think is always offering love, joy, happiness, peace, and harmony. I feel safe everywhere I go. I'm secure in my body. I love myself. What I do expands into more love and more joy and more happiness. I'm never out of place. I'm never lost. I'm always in a space of being found. I'm always in an experience of abundance. I'm always getting my needs met. Things fall out of the sky that make me happy. I am aligned with peace, harmony, joy, and the flow of goodness and goodness in all things and all ways. I feel good in my body. My breath flows through me easily, gracefully, and powerfully. All things are aligned to my happiness, joy, and harmony. Tell yourself a new story. Because the moon at the 6th degree of Gemini, which is where it was when I was looking, is regeneration, right? So as we are moving out of this Mercury retrograde and completing it, you want to really get in your mind, because Gemini is an air sign, which is our thinking, which is our mind. So you want to really plant a new way of thinking into your subconscious, into your mental reality, and you want to speak it. You want to speak truth. You want to speak power. You want to speak life into your existence. And so the two together with the Mars in Leo and the moon, you're opening up your heart and you're speaking truth, and the sun is in Cancer. So you are re-nurturing yourself at the level of your childhood patterning. So this is how we do we just recreate ourselves. We just reinvent ourselves, and we do it with the cycles of the moon. If you're interested in learning how to do this, you can sign up for any of my classes because they are all designed to support us in transforming. All right, peace and blessings. I'm the Moon Mama. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.